everyone, I'm Jessica Kramer with MRC-TV. Today we're back with Loudoun County School Board member John Beatty to discuss the aftermath of emails that were recently discovered and the ongoing sexual assault case. I appreciate you coming on, John.
Thank you so much for having me, Jessica.
So emails that have recently come out show that former Superintendent Scott Ziegler confidentially emailed members of the Loudoun County School Board on May 28th after the sexual assault. You wrote last month on Facebook that the school board had been held in the dark. Did you receive that email on the 28th?
Yes, as we've been going through the investigation process, we did get an email on the day of the assault. And, you know, when you get emails like this, it really breaks your hearts. And I would hate for my daughters to come home from school and talk about this. And I think when you are given this information, it's really important as a school board member to keep the confidentiality of it because you don't know all the details, and really trust the administration to do their jobs and to make sure that they get to the bottom of it and that they keep our students safe.
Okay, so just confirming you did receive the email.
Yes.
Okay, then how exactly did this play out? Why did you act shocked and surprised like you hadn't heard about the story before it broke?
I just don't remember the details of it, and I think the details in the email are very different from the details that were just came out in the story, in the Daily Wire story that broke, and then the details that are all around it. And I think it just doesn't really match in my mind.
Okay, well, because the reason I'm asking is, do you believe that action could have been taken by the school board, even at that point in time that knew very little about the details, to stop the second sexual assault that did occur?
I think so, but I think that goes back to the need for an investigation and to look into these policies and such. And again, we have to kind of trust the administration is going to go in there. There's a lot of information that's going out. The sheriff's office is giving one side of the story. The administration is giving the other side of the story, and we have to kind of get to the bottom of the details for this. But I think that at the very least, hopefully that they would keep track of which students are in which processes, and that's kind of a breakdown. And I think that's something we need to fix to make sure it never happens again.
Okay, so when the school board was making decisions on policies, you guys did receive the email about this assault the first time. Was there anything that you guys could have done throughout working in the policies of your actual job that could have potentially stopped the second one from occurring, though? Or are you saying that that's entirely the administration's job and that you guys don't really bear responsibility for that?
I think that if there's one policy that we could fix, it's this policy that allows sexually explicit materials in the classroom, because that teaches kids to objectify their classmates and to dehumanize them. And, you know, I don't know how much that affected this one instance, but I know if that's going to generate a culture where that's kind of talked about and it gets in kids' minds, I think that's something that school board could fix as soon as possible. And I think at the moment now we have this policy 8040 that could be fixed that allows biological males into the bathroom for any reason whatsoever. And I think that's an area that we could make a change immediately to try and keep our kids safe.
Okay. In the original email sent to the school board, Superintendent Ziegler wrote, quote, "The female student's parent responded to the school and caused a disruption by using threatening and profane language that was overheard by staff and students." Well, yeah. Then he adds, quote, "The school's counseling team is providing services for students who witness the parent's behavior," end quote. I mean, how insulting is that to not only the parent of the victim, but also the students? And why is there not counseling being provided for the students because of what happened to appear in their school?
Yeah, that's really unfortunate that not enough support was given to the student or the victim of these crimes. And I think that's an area we can improve, making sure that anyone, especially, a lot of the discussion goes back to fixing Title IX, trying to believe the victims and trying to help victims in this process. And I think providing mental support for victims is certainly a strong step in helping and getting in that direction.
Yeah. Well, many parents are actually calling on the entire school board to resign over this incident, saying that you guys did not do enough. What do you say to them as having known the little that you might have known about this incident, but having known about this incident, as far as, what responsibility you bear, what would you respond to parents who say you should resign?
I think we can all do our jobs better, but I would just go back to my record as fighting for parents all throughout the pandemic, trying to keep the schools open, trying to get rid of these sexually explicit materials, trying to support them as best as I can in their role as their parents' primary educator. And I think we can make changes to policies, and we can do a lot better so that we have a safe environment for all of our students.
Have there been any steps that have been taken to ensure in this school system that this doesn't happen again, that students don't get transferred and then commit the same assault that they did at one school at another one?
Nothing concrete at the moment, other than we're starting an investigation, and I look forward to seeing the results of that and hopefully getting tremendous policy recommendations that can fix this and make this better. And, I think just as a little bit, because people are aware of what's going on, I think that vigilance will help, but it comes down to fixing the school policies.
Now, I saw in some of the emails that some of the members of the school board wrote back, asking follow-up questions, can we know any more about this incident? I know Superintendent Ziegler was saying a lot of it he couldn't really reveal to you guys. Do you feel that you guys pushed enough on your end to get down to this and to really investigate what happened and how things can be improved for the safety of students?
I think we can always do more digging. I think part of the training and the recommendation we get starting as school board members, and I think this needs to be improved, is to not really look into the details, because these things will come back to you for appeals, for example, if we have to expel a student. And I think that's an area that can be improved of making sure that we're really staying on top of tragic situations in our classrooms.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on, John. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.